All right. All right. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to have so much fun today. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have so much fun today. What is up, Ray Patterson? David Howard in the building. The beautiful Barbara D. Good morning. Kentrell LeGrew. All things. I'm coming on a little bit early, so wait for people to come on. Man, Turki Alalshiek has got to be the dumbest businessman that I have ever seen. He's the absolute worst. Shout out to my guy Kamal Oz who sent me that video, man. What's up, Gilbert Jimenez? Terrell W, what's up? Man, what's up, Big Block? How you feeling, brother? Salute to you, sir. We just waiting for people to come on in the building. But man, let me tell you, bro. Turki Alalshiek is a fucking buffoon. If I could not imagine doing what he did, what the rumor is that he did, and get away with it. I'm telling you, man, privilege is just an amazing thing, man. And culture is also an amazing thing. So anyway, I'm going to wait for everybody to get here. I'm definitely going to wait for Kamal Oz to come on because I did you earlier today. Yeah, I came on a few minutes earlier today, Antonio. Because for real, I couldn't wait. I just can't wait to talk about this, man, on the real, bro. Paul E. Oh, what's up, man? Sheffield, Alabama. Shout out to Paul E. McCanny. Shout out to you, man. What's going on at Gabe Toss? How you feeling, brother? Lucky Me Kennels, what's up? To the beautiful Lori Reed. Lori Reed. Turki Alalshiek is a fucking buffoon. My mic is not as loud. Let me see. Make sure this mic is on. Hold on. This is it. I think maybe your mic might be. Let me see. Nah, that's your mic, man. Antonio Chia, that's your mic. That's not mine. I just checked. Man, look. Kamal Oz sent me Boxing Ego. First of all, let me give you a shout out. Let me give a shout out to Boxing Ego. If you don't follow Boxing Ego, you should definitely follow Boxing Ego. Man, he got some inside information about what's going on with Turki Alalshiek and Netflix and Dana White. Man, when we get 200 people in the building, then I'm going to start talking about it. But I swear to God, bro, I would get fired, man. Like, you should be fired for this. Like, this is something that just, there's no way you can get past this dude, man. You're going to have all kind of problems, man, with this guy. Because it's just, wow. Anyway, I'm just going to wait for a couple more minutes till more people come in before I start talking about it so I don't have to repeat myself. Man. But while we're doing something, I did do a video. I'll start on the second part. You know, Kamal Oz has been on my ass about making some videos. So I made 2 of the videos today. What's going on, Boxing Profiles? So I did 2 of the videos that he wanted me to do. One of them is about Danny Garcia said some things about Teofimo Lopez that I think really apply to Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. And I think it applies to a lot of different fighters. Barbara D said, I never credit Turki for anything because he's not right. He really sucks. Barbara D, you're really going to hate this. Barbara, okay, so we got 100 people in the building. Let me tell you. Now, I'll wait for 200 people to come on in. We'll wait for there to be 200 people in. And when there's 200 people, I'll say it. But basically, Barbara D, he doesn't want to work with women, Barbara. So the gist of it is, Barbara, that he went into a meeting with Netflix because Netflix had, they had some big meeting or sets of meetings in New York. So Turki Alalshiek went there, and Dana White went there to meet with Netflix about getting the TKO fights onto Netflix. But Turki Alalshiek doesn't like women. This is what the inside the leaked information is. That Turki Alalshiek got mad either at something a woman said or at the fact that a woman was in the room with him. And I guess he threw a big ass hissy fit. He must have either thrown a big ass hissy fit or he refused to negotiate with her because she was a woman. Something like that, bro. Let me tell you something, man. You should be fired from your job immediately for that. T. Orlando said, good for Turkey, stand on business. T. Orlando says, stand on business. Yeah, stand on business, dog. Look, you're not going to be able to do business in the United States of America effectively if you can't deal with women. I'm sorry. You're not going to have a foot. Turki Alalshiek is the worst fucking businessman I've ever seen or heard of in my entire life. This guy is terrible. How do you get thrown? How do you fuck up a meeting with Netflix, man? Dog, like, how do you? That is a major corporation, bro, that you cannot just treat. You can't treat them like you're going to walk in there and they're going to bow to you, bro. Hey, Zazzo said, what up, OG? Long time no see. I had to subscribe all over again. I wasn't getting notifications. Good to see you up. And added, OG, stay healthy and hydrated and keep your mind strong. Motivation for the youth, for the use. All right, bro, for sure. Thank you, man. I will. Honestly, man, I feel really good because Turki Alalshiek is going to fail at what he's doing. And the only reason that he's been successful is because of this very, very racist system. I guess it's his culture and religion. Let me tell you something, man. There are Muslim people that come from the Middle East, and they can come to the United States and they don't have a problem working with a woman. Like, hell no. Hey, come on, Tierlano, don't do that, man. Women are to be seen, not heard. Dog, you know what that is, dog. That's very Atlanta of you, homie. That's very Atlanta, homie. That's very Atlanta of you. The beautiful Barbara D for the Super Chat Thursday. Thank you so much for the $10 holler, Barbara D. Thank you. And she says Super Chat Thursday. Yes, appreciate that support on Super Chat Thursday. K Queen said, Turkey's goal is to promote tourism. Turkey's goal is to promote tourism to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. But I think he is just trying to globalize his ways to the Western world and use boxing as an outlet to do it. Well, I'm reading a book right now. Well, I'm going to start reading this book. We have a conqueror's culture. The culture of conquering people. I think all of these people that have Western mindsets are always thinking about how they can conquer somebody else, how they can always expand their territory, how they can expand their culture, how they can, right? Basically how they can infect everybody else with whatever, worldview that they may have. That's what people tend to do, man, especially people that are like you, that are into social engineering. Because if you're a king or you're a king or a prince, you're going to be doing some amount of social engineering. However, you're not going to Turkey. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to socially engineer women up out of boxing, homie. Okay, you're not going to get women out of boxing, bro. Hell no. We've got too many hard legs in boxing as it is, man. I am disgusted with this display of sexism, man. I am disgusted. How are you going to tell some woman to Netflix that you're not going to work with some woman? T. Orlando, that's disgusting. You know that's disgusting. That's disgusting fugazi ass behavior, man. That's why Ring had that's why I had ring card ninjas. Hell yeah. He don't want no women around him, dog. Other than the ring card girls, there is no place for women. T. Orlando, what about boxers? What about boxers, T. Orlando? What about boxers, bro? T. Orlando, I don't think you're going to be able to have a good woman, dog. I have to tell you, man, unless you change your outlook, I don't think that you're ever going to be satisfied with any woman, man. I think that you should have a more positive outlook on females, man. It's you know what I mean? Like, I know you like females, so I ain't really tripping. I just think that you're jaded, man. I think you're jaded against women, and that you really have to come to God. You have to come to Jesus, man. It's time to come back to Jesus and forgive the women for doing. Hey! Coach Ari in the building. What's up, Coach Ari? How you doing? Oh, man. I get to see Coach Ari today. What is up, man? You made my day, Coach Ari. That's good. It's so good to see you. Terrell W. said, you know what they say about men who have a bad outlook on women? Let me tell you something, man. What up, Nuke the Duke? Man, hey, man, I ain't lying, Coach Ari. It's so good to see you. So good to see you. Look, man, I love women. I love women. I do. And so I just can't get what you want to be taking place where there shouldn't be women. I cannot fathom a scenario where there should not be women. Like, I have all female doctors. like I have female doctors. I have female dentists. I'll hire a female lawyer. Dude, come on, man. I just I don't get it, man. T. Orlando, I just don't get you. Maybe you can explain to me why in the world Turki Alalshiek would have a problem working with a woman. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. You can be a fighter and be a lady like C. Alicia and Amanda. Hell yeah. I think most of these women are very ladylike. Most of these women are behave very ladylike. All of them do. Matter of fact, yeah, I would say all of them do. Rick Tim said, I'm biased. I'm super pro black woman. Shoot me. Exactly, bro. It's his culture not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong, but it's what they believe that women are beneath them. Well, Lori Reed, let me tell you what I would have to say about that. He need to get the fuck on. Like, seriously. It's very important for you to understand what my mentality is. Any dude that is going to try to remove women from the general vicinity of me, get your ass on, dude. Fuck off. Like, for real, bro. Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to hear anybody that is trying to remove women from anything, dude. I don't get it. Because everywhere you are, bro, there's gonna be better with there's women there. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. At work, you really want to go to work and there ain't no women in the workplace? Would you rather go to work with 100 people and 99 of them be men? Or would you rather 90 of them be women and 10 of them be men? I mean, really, unless you get caught up in some crazy fucked up politics, which you can get caught up with women. Come on, dog. You're not putting the women out, dog. Look, bro, they be walking by smelling good. I don't know. Haven't you noticed that there are certain women that walk by and you can smell their perfume from a couple feet away? And then when you walk by, you shake their hand, you can still smell their perfume on your hand. I love that. Like, dog, I like that. I want more of that in my workplace. I need more of that, dog. I need more of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need less. And the problem is that you what do you call them? You whack ass niggas that can't get no women. Once you get to work, you start trying to hit on the girls at work, and you just can't appreciate that you got a beautiful woman in the room with you and have a real business relationship with them, and then let them walk out the room without you oogling them and googling, oogling and googling them and all that garbage. I just think y'all a bunch of, generally speaking, some whack ass niggas, bro. It's getting a little simpish in here. It's not simpish, bro. Look, man. T. Orlando, I don't know how I can tell you this, bro. I have never had women problems, man. I've never had a woman problem where it was like, I don't want to be around this woman. I've never had that. I can't relate to that. You see what I'm saying? You can call it simpish, but to me, I've always got the pick of the women that I wanted to talk to. And so I have a very good outlook on women, man. I just like women. I don't know what experience you guys have had, dog, but shit, I feel sorry for you. You know what I mean? I mean, I got dumped by a girl and that shit hurt like a motherfucker, man. It hurt. But still, you know what I mean? I just don't know what I can say, bro. I've always had pretty women. I've always had educated women. I've always had women that were good conversationalists. I don't get why you want to hang out with some niggas. I just don't get it. T. Orlando said, Haney. Troy Hutch said, Turki most definitely is probably sus, holding Crawford's hand. His Tupac ring boy doesn't want to work with women. Something wrong there. Yeah, bro, you got to let that go, bro. What up, that dude named Dave? But again, man, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I can appreciate it if you guys got your problems now. If you got your problems with women and you look, I was talking to my niece because my niece came to see me, and we were talking about, you know, some situations, and I just try to continually explain to women that there really are two different types. There are two type of men that you should pay attention to. There's a type of men that have always gotten women, always. And then there are the men that started getting them once they got some money. You got to be real careful with the niggas that just started getting women when they got money. Because internally, they don't think really that the woman wants them. They think that the woman wants their money. So they're never going to really trust you because they think that all you're there for is the amenities in life. You know what I mean? And they won't trust you. But hey, man, but if you get with a dude that is like, you know, somebody that can get women and is cool with women and is like, ain't tripping like that, you're better off, bro. Like, for real. Like, I don't get it, dog. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand where you niggas is coming from with that bullshit, bro. Boxing Profiles TV said, I'm married 31 years. I agree with you. Yeah, it's those two type of dudes, man. You got to check. You got to know the type of dude you messing with, dude. And the one you want, I'm telling you, you women, the dudes you want are the dudes that was getting women from the jump. Because they're tired of playing the field, bro. Like, for real, how many women can you sleep with before you get bored with it? You know? I'm going to take one of these badass United States women to put on him. He'll change his mind. Oh, hell no. Hell no. He's 40 years old, a buddy boy, and he ain't switching up. Oh my God, he can't even take orders. How's he gonna be with a woman? You can't take no orders. You can't take no orders from women. You're never gonna have a good relationship with women if you can't take any orders. Who Spence fighting next? I don't know. I think he's fighting. I want him to fight Keith Thurman. I'm gonna start spreading propaganda about Errol Spence Jr. He said like Diddy. Yeah, Diddy wag. I think Diddy gonna get off though, dog. Diddy didn't do that. Barbara D said men will get with women who have their best interests at heart, and as soon as they blow up, they get a gold digger. Yeah, pretty much. Because they want something on their arm to make them look good. I'm telling you, they want somebody on their arm to make them look good. I have a cousin, rest in peace, named Billy. Hey, Barbara D, look, my cousin Billy was the opposite, man. Billy was like super pretty dude, you know, like real pretty dude. And he always had women. So he didn't date anybody but ugly women. Man, and people were like, Billy, why are you always dating women that ain't as attractive as you? And my cousin Billy was like, shit, I'm pretty enough for both of us. There's only one star in this show. You know what I'm saying? But Billy wasn't the best husband in the world, I don't think. But Billy took care of all of his kids. Billy was a killer, though. Woo-wee. Billy the killer. What's up? Cal Cooley said Diddy was about to be walking these streets again, charging memberships to the freak offs. Hell yeah. They need to let him off and let me get back. Hey, let me go to one of them parties. I need to see that. I don't need to see all that crazy shit. But hey, what up, Joshua Roberts? What's going on with you? As soon as he's gonna leave you for a white girl. Hell yeah. You say your cousin was right. No, I ain't lying, man. My cousin Billy was like, dude, I was like, man, if I look like Billy. When I was a little kid, I was like, man, if I look like Billy, if I was cool like Billy, I'd get all the girls. Man, that nigga Billy was the king of the booger bears, bro. He's like, man, I ain't trying to deal with no pretty girls, man. Going on about me. Hey, Herman Johnson, thank you, bro. Appreciate you so much, man. Hey, said Fanon, you looking for that Count Chocula? Man, seriously, man, I don't know, man. Them dark-skinned girls don't like me, man. You gotta go, you gotta tell Diddy no. Hey, man, you gotta tell Diddy no. You gotta tell Bill. You know, you gotta tell no. You gotta tell Turki Alalshiek no. I'm telling y'all. Man, did you hear Turki Alalshiek? Did you hear Turki Alalshiek did not pay expenses for fighters on that fight card? That Rolly Romero was not the only person that did not get their expenses and their hotels covered. They made these dudes get their own hotel and cover their own hotel fees. Turki would have loved them Diddy parties. Hey man, Diddy. No, there's too many women in Diddy's parties. He said he is not paying hotel costs. Yeah, he said, hell no, we sticking your ass out there. Mister, I got more money than everybody in the world, won't pay for a fucking hotel. He can't be in the room with women, but you can interlock fingers with masculine men. Sounds real down lowish. That shit ain't down low. That dude is out top. Hey, they can afford it. Hey, okay, if you say so. Hey, Cal Cooler said, did he say, no, take that. I love dark ones, light ones, medium brown ones. I don't discriminate with black women. They come in every shade. You simply can't lose. You really can't. But I have to tell you though, man, I was afflicted. And my wife tells me I'm afflicted. Everybody tells me I'm afflicted. So I have to admit that I'm afflicted. Joshua Roberts in the building. Thank you so much for the big $10 holler, man. Shout out to you, Joshua Roberts. He said, thanks for all you do. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm trying to be good. Let me tell you something, man. My mama was mad at me because the women I date were so close to white, it used to piss her off. Man, I done dated more octoroons, quadroons, mulattoes. You know, man, I can't lie, dog. My boy Nevy was like, man, you color struck, boy. I was like, look, they black though. I ain't trying to hear shit because they black. So I'm trying to bring as many black women into the diaspora as no, I do not like snow bunnies, bro. I like chocolate, black. But they don't like me. What can I say, man? I can pass for a Creole. So I'm like, shit, the Creoles love me. I can slide right in with the Creoles. So I slid right on in with the Creoles and all my little voodoo witches. All right, Coach Ari said, double down. I doubled down on what Barbara D said. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Coach Ari. Hold on one second, man. Where's Barbara D? What Barbara D say? Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. T. Orlando, you know you looking for some snow bunnies. Isaiah YW said, isn't Turkey rich? Crypto probably ran out. Hey, bro, I heard the Hilton does not take crypto. I heard that what's that shit called? Tracy Chapman Black. Now I'm going to tell you who's like this. I'll tell you who's like incredibly ridiculous. Okay, no, like this. But they never liked me. Give me 1 second. All right, so like this is probably like one of the most beautiful women in creation, bro. This is one of the most beautiful women you'll ever see, bro. But never, ever, ever has anybody that looked like this ever given me the time of day. I swear to God, I hate you. But look, for real, I've never, ever, hell no, not white, hell no. I'll show you. Give me a second. It's going to shock you. Then we'll get back to boxing right there. That is probably the prettiest woman you're ever going to see in your life right there, bro. That's the prettiest. That's one of the prettiest women you ever going to see in your life, bro. But no, don't like the kid. Nah, you're tripping. Or this. And then we'll get back to boxing. This ain't an African, though. This is an African. But somebody like this. Where'd it go? Anyway, you get my point. For now, what you know about woman? I don't know. I don't know anything about Wooni Masaku. Nothing. Not the prettiest. Oh, she's gorgeous. I mean, it's whatever floats your boat, you know? I personally think she's got perfect skin. She's got perfect teeth. She's got perfect. The woman is damn near perfect, man. Lupita Nyong'o, to me, is like almost perfect. Almost perfect. Because no woman is perfect, but she almost perfect. Okay, for sure, I'll do it. What is it? Wooni? Woon me. Musaka. Oh, she's nice. Now that's African beauty right there, big boy. That's African love right there, for sure. That's African. That's African love right there. No joke. Now, see, this is interesting stuff. We'll get back on boxing. Give me 1 second. You're talking about she's talking about this woman right here. All right, I'll do it. Hold it. Give me a second. Look, man. Yeah, she's gorgeous, bro. Hold on 1 second. I would have problems with this, though. I can't lie. I'd have problems with her. That's a no-no for me. Personally, that's a no-no. But yeah, dog, that's like definitely top tier. That's top tier Africa right there. That's top tier African right there. No joke. Yes, sir. I appreciate you letting me know she's an actress. I'll keep an eye out. Yeah, she's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. But they never liked me. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dog. I had to deal with it. I just have to settle for the Haley Berrys and stuff. Anyway, man. Anyway, bro. Get back on the boxing. Them tethers don't like FBAs. Nah. Oh, Coco Jones? Yeah, nah. For real? No, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. They have just never really liked me, man. They've either liked white boys or they like dark-skinned dudes. You know what I mean? Nigerian, she was just in that new Sinners movie. Okay, that's what's up. What's up? Oh, come on. What's up, Kamal? Fanon, you see Halliburton hit the Reggie Miller after that game winner? Really? No, I didn't see it. I didn't even see the game. I didn't even pay attention to the game, honestly. What's up, Sean Curley? What's good with your brother? How you feeling, man? But let's get back on to Turki Alalshiek being the worst businessman in the history. Tethers are the reasons foundational Black Americans have issues today. Fair enough. Barbara said, I have to settle for the elder barges. Exactly. I have to settle for the elder barges because they don't fuck with me. I'm just telling you, for real. I had to find a new. Oh, yes, I did. My bad. No, come on. Let me get it. Kamal said, do you agree T.O. can be characterized as a jester? Yes, he is. He's a coon. What I've called him before, Kamal Oz, is I've called him a coon. I've called him a coon. I think that he is I think he's a coon and a buffoon, but he's a coon and a buffoon in a Latino culture. So absolutely, he is a jester. He's the clown. And, you know, there is the history of the jester being the only person that can tell the truth to the king, right? That can make the king laugh at himself, make fun of the king. So, yeah, I mean, I think that, yeah, he's not really, he's a clown. Yeah, I agree 100% with that he's a jester. Yeah, absolutely. Jesus is king. What's good, bro? How you feeling, man? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Yeah, those two women, yeah, they would never like me, though. They like white boys. I'm telling you, they're going to like white boys or they're going to like Africans. They're not going to like somebody like me because I got nappy hair. So they're not going to fuck with me. Trust me. I'm too Negro for them. Nah, I'm lying. For real, I don't know what it is, but I've never, ever had any success. I've never had any success. Spike Lee deserves the ring more than anyone in New York. Hey, man, I don't care, but I hope they never get it, man. What hair? The hair on my face. When I had the hair on my head, the hair on my head ain't nappy anymore. How a bald ninja talking about nappy hair? Because I got nappy hair. What you want me to say? I'm not dating anybody now, dummy. I didn't mean to call you dummy. I mean, I'm nappy headed. Look, I got a bunch of naps all on my beard, bro. You don't see this shit? Look, listen. Man, I got some naps, bro. You know what I mean? I took back, bro. Fanon got good. No, I do not have good hair. I got nappy hair, bro. I can literally look, bro. I've got hair so nappy that you could not fit a grain of rice in the curl of my hair, bro. That's how tightly curled my hair is. I'm serious. I do not have a hair. There's no hair. Some hair are straight. Like this is kind of straight. But nah, bro, I'm for real nappy headed. I'm a real deal nappy headed Negro. I'm just real pretty. You know what I'm saying? I'm just pretty. Big Dog Willie. That is a damn shame. For now, I'm trying to tell you, man, my hair is that nappy. My hair curls that tight, bro. That a grain of rice, bro. If I pulled a chest hair out right now, bro, you couldn't even see it. It's that tightly curled. You know why? Because I am a magical being beyond all other magical beings. You got to know that your nappy hair, the more nappy your hair is, the more spiritual you are. I'm telling you, man, it's kind of like you know how they say melanin is magic? But for your hair for your energy in your body to spiral your hair that small, bro, I'm telling you, man, that's king spiritual shit right there. I am a nappy-headed Negro. Really, do your research. Do your research on the power of nappy hair. The power of nappy hair is equal to the power of melanin. So if you have both melanin and nappy hair, bro, nobody can play with you, man. Damn it, my hair is not nappy at all. Shout out to my lineage in the South. Yeah, because you're a white boy. I know you're a white boy. Y'all a bunch of white boys. Yeah. It must be, Barbara D said it must be really spiritual. Hey, look, Barbara D, everything I got about me is nigga, except for my nose, bro. What's white? Yes, I called you a white boy because you're not nappy headed. You a white boy. That's what I like to make fun of y'all curly headed Negroes. Y'all got Indian in your family. Nothing but black from the 1700s. You got more white than me. For now, I do. I've got a lot of white in me. Jesus. I got a lot of white. Absolutely, bro. Nappy, according to Haiti logic, is racist. Bro, that was Antonio Shia. That was hilarious that Bill Haney wanted everybody to know that he wasn't nappy-headed. I was like, bro, for real? I thought Bill, like, okay, I could pass for what? For now, I could pass for what? I could pass for Arab. That's about it. I could pass for Arab. I could cut my beard off and pass for Arab. But other than that, dog, I ain't pass for no white boy. You white with nappy hair is nasty work. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, I got a lot of white boy in me. How can I pass for white, dog? Come on, man. I can pass for Puerto Rican. That's what I can pass for. ¿Cómo te llamas tú? Mi vida loca. No es nunca. Hey, exactly. No, our hair defies gravity, bro. Look, your hair does not defy gravity, Rick. You are a white boy, Rick. Rick, you are a white boy, Rick. You have green eyes and curly hair, and you have orange skin. You are a white boy, Rick. I ain't trying to hear no shit about no green-eyed Negro. You over there on the other side of the brown paper bag test, bro. I ain't trying to hear it, Rick. Rick is one of those overcompensating light-skinned black people, bro. I ain't trying to hear that, dog. You trying to overdo it, dog. Man, I got a friend named Sherry, man. Anybody from New Orleans? Is there anybody from New Orleans in the building? Is there anybody from New Orleans in the building? He does. He got green eyes and orange skin. That nigga's Trump's cousin. That nigga Rick is that nigga. Oh, say so, Kentrell. All right, so you know who the Bartholomews are? Kentrell LeGroux. Do you know who the Bartholomews are in New Orleans? I'm gonna wait for Kentrell LeGroux to answer the question. Kentrell, do you know who the Bartholomews are? Because if you do, then this story will make sense to you. Trump is me primo. Hell yeah, I know that's your cousin, nigga. Green, y'all both he got blue eyes, you got green eyes, you're both orange. I know you related to that dude. Hey, shout out to Trump getting the illegals out. That's hilarious. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna wait there. So anyway, yeah, it's funny when I'll leave it alone. Light skin ain't getting no love today. Oh, come on, bro. You kidding me? I don't know what you talking about. Light skin gets love every day, baby. Pretty is pretty, homie. Your color don't matter, dog. Pretty is pretty, homie. You know what I mean? Pretty is pretty. Mr. Martin, I am Puerto Rican and very light skinned. Yes, sir. Not me for real. I can pass for Puerto Rican. I can pass for Venezuelan. I can pass for Cuban. I am Cuban, but I can pass for all of those things. Out here. Oh yeah. Okay. So look. So look. Kentrell, out there in the 7th Ward. Yeah. Okay. So look, check this out. Sherry Bartholomew. If you remember Sherry Bartholomew, that is Mayor Bartholomew's oldest daughter. I was friends with her, and just friends, but I was friends with her in college. And she looks like a white girl, right? Like in New Orleans, she looked like a white girl. But she, later on in life, dude, she started wearing a curly afro. And it shit is hilarious, bro, because there are so many people that are black. When they start really trying to show it, man, that should be funny to me, man. He bought more illegals in from the South Africa white. Yeah. Oh my dad is so pissed off about that. My dad is irate about them letting them South Africans in. But deportations are up, damn it. Tell them, Dave, 100% got it. So y'all think Trump, so you like what Trump is doing? I don't get to listen to Fox News or anybody that says anything good about Trump because my mother and father are Democrats and they're in the House. So I don't really ever get to listen to anything but the Democrats crying and complaining. Man, they cry and complain all day long. Man, these guys have show after show after show where all they do is complain about Donald Trump. And bro, if you do not stop trying to scare me about these damn tariffs, man. Okay, guess what? if the price goes up, you can't afford it. But how in the world are you ever going to get manufacturing and things going on in the United States if you forever have to get everything from outside the United States, bro? That's neo-colonialism, man. That's the international businessmen ripping everybody off, man. As long as the illegals are getting kicked out, and to confirm, the 14th is only for the blacks. Only for the blacks. I'm going to say the blacks. That dude named Dave, he gets rid of one group and brings in a group of his illegals. Look, man, they want that boy up out of here. Hey, noob, you think they were turncoats against the U.S. with the way they oppose everything he does? It's ridiculous to watch. No, I think they're committing treason. Phenomenal show. I think some of these dudes are borderline risking treason, man. Seriously, man, these people are literally really talking about killing Donald Trump. They talk about it in code. They talk about it out loud. These people need to go to jail. How you out here threatening the president's life all the time? You know, so absolutely, man. Them dudes they're tripping, man. But like I say, man, I just try to stay out of it, dog, and trying to make YouTube boxing work. Rick Tim said, I don't give a damn about Trump banishing illegal mummas with our checks. Where's the F is anti-black hate law? Where the F is legislation to harshly punish evil murderers? Please, nowhere. Because you have to understand, bro, that there's a very high threshold in the public opinion as to when you can bring up black racism against black people. There's a very high threshold, and it's only really able to be used by white people when white people want to use it. Black people really cannot successfully claim racism anywhere in the United States. It's only when it is supported by groups of white people is it ever taken seriously. So, but on the other hand, you say something bad about those people with that 6-pointed star, and you're gonna have all kind of fucking problems right away. So, like, if you say anything about them, you're in trouble. But you got to say some horrendous shit about black folk to have anything happen to you. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I do. I think these people I think they're flirting around with insurrection, with inciting an insurrection. For real. I think they're playing around with inciting a resurrection. What do you call it? I said a resurrection, but it's something else. Anyway, Phoenix, Trump is trash. Biden was trash. Hell, Barack was trash too. Yeah, but they're all trash. It's just I mean, what else is it going to be? That's all it's going to be is trash. Yeah, a riot? No, insurrection. That's what I'm looking for. Insurrection. Yeah, I'm looking for insurrection. No, it's an insurrection because they're telling people to go to the streets. They're telling people don't you see, man, there's some real crazy shit going on. I don't even really like to talk about it. But no, I do. When I'm listening to CNN and I'm listening to Democrats, I'm listening to people that sound to me like they're asking somebody to do away with the president. Like, seriously, man, I hear it in their tone. They're like, we have got to stop this evil man. Anything we can do to stop this terrible, evil, horrible man. Like, look, bro, he's not, come on. We've had jackasses in the White House for a long time, bro. He's just a jackass he's just a jackass that's doesn't like you. Anyway, at least with consent decrees, they were monitoring police departments for police brutality against minorities. They ain't doing shit now. But that's why you need gangs. That's why you need gangs. If you have a properly organized black community, you should have no problem with anybody committing any violence with black people. The fact that police commit violence against black people is a problem with the organization of black people in those communities, because there's no way that they should be doing that if you properly run if you're properly running your neighborhood. So, you know, it is what it is, man. But I'm a throwback type of dude, man. I believe that we need to defend ourselves. We can't even rely on police to defend us. You know, you got to defend yourself. You know, what's up, Rich L? How you feeling, bro? That's my take on the matter. You know, that's my take. But anyway, I want to get back to this. Oh no, we can have this. This is like an MH Blackwell conversation. We haven't done this in a while. The Phenomenal Show said, I don't understand how people listen to CNN, ABC, Fox, or NBC. They're all extremely biased. No way you get real news from them people. Hell no, you don't get any news from them. And their arguments are just terrible, bro. Their arguments are terrible. Stop telling me that the prices are going to go up for everybody in America. And please stop telling me about your opinion polls. Like everything's about the opinion poll. Trump's opinion poll is so low. What's he going to do about his opinion poll? The American people don't like this. The American people don't like that. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, most American people ain't listening to you. And I'm telling you, I don't really know. I don't really even know if like for real, what prices always go up. And then they're talking about prices going up. Does anybody know of a price that has not gone up? Honest question. Does anybody know of any prices that have not gone up? The only prices that I know have remained stable has been the price of oil, or the price of gas. The price of gas has remained stable for the last 20 years because they make it stay stable. It was at $3.50 going up on $4 way back when I was living in Atlanta, way back in like 2002. But they maintained a way. They have a way to keep that stuff stable. But if you don't, so you telling me about the tariffs are going to raise prices, but the prices are going up anyway, all the time. Like, so how do I know whether it's the tariff making the price raise or just generally you greedy ass bastards raising the prices like you always do? Because you're greedy, because you're so obsessed with profit. Nope, they don't even understand how tariffs actually work either side. I've been in the field for 10 years now. I know how they work. Phenomenal Show. I would be very interested to know how they work. No joke, because I don't know how they work. All I know for sure is, he said, Antonio G said, hot dogs at Sam's are still the same. Yeah, I don't really see a price difference, like some big price raise going on with the stuff that I'm buying. You know? But anyway, like I said, I don't understand why you think it's a good thing to continually pump all of your money out of the country. That doesn't seem like a solid economic plan for a country to continually say, oh, we need it's an international global economy. Fuck your global economy, bro, because we're not operating as a globe. If we were operating as a globe, then cool. It's talk about the global economy, but we're not operating as a globe. You guys are operating as a globe. The businessmen are operating as if it's a globe. Everybody else is stuck up in their country. And they're stuck in their street, on their block, on the real ground. So I'm like, man, I every time I hear internationalists talking international, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, whenever I hear these people talk about democracy and freedom, they're full of shit, bro. Like whenever I start hearing them dudes talk about freedom and democracy, I think you're full of shit and you're more full of shit. Like, because that's just a buzzword you have to use. Like, you can never say anything bad about democracy. This is democracy. This is democracy. I've been alive for 56 years. That's correct, Martin. That's not good to offshore all your jobs outside of your country. Our middle class got completely eroded because of it. These people are full of shit and money hungry. Dude, exactly. They're the same people that pumped all the jobs out, want to pump all of the money out. And you know who they are. And you know exactly who they are. But like I said, if you say who they are and you put the pressure on them for doing it, your whole life gets destroyed. But you can say anything you want about a black man. That's why I think you boxing channels are fucking cowards. Anyway, fear will forever be their tool of choice to keep the mainstream minded in check. Fright, very effective, persuasive. I mean, yeah, but I'm sick of being afraid, bro. Phoenix said they still waiting on trickle down in economics to work. Look, man, capitalism is never gonna work for everybody. It's never gonna work. It's very, very flawed. Democracy is stupid. I mean, I'm just telling you, the absolute worst form of government for a body of this is probably democracy. It's probably the worst because you can't ever get anything done. Like you literally cannot get anything done unless you have everybody in the country agreeing with you, which makes every decision that you make torturous. I mean, sit back and listen to these conversations that these people are having all the time. You literally can get anything shut down by any little small group of people. 5 or 6 people can shut down what 600 other people want to do, as long as they can infuse enough confusion in them to break them up. No, I'm not talking about, man, confusion. Egomaniac 87 said the corporations. I mean, it's a terrible. I'm just telling you, democracy is not a good system. It's not an effective system. It's not. Let me put it this way: it is a highly inefficient system. Okay, and it has a lot of benefits, but its inefficiencies are so severe that you have to wonder whether or not the benefits that are gained by the few are really worth the suffering that everybody else has to go through because of this overly competitive. Everything is so fucking competitive. It's like I was talking to this lady at a bar, and my son took a break from college because he went to St. John's, got into St. John's, got really good grades at St. John's, but he was like, this isn't what I want to do, right? So I was just having a conversation with some lady, and she talked to me like me not forcing my son to finish college in 4 years and immediately go to law school, like I'm doing him some incredible disservice because of how competitive the market is. And I'm like, look, lady, every job that you're going to try to get there's a lot of competition for. Every job. If you're trying to go work at Walmart, there's somebody trying to compete with you for that job at Walmart. Barbara D said, yeah, Martin, you have a valid point about democracy. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, it's like, it's just so inefficient. That's the problem. The problem with democracy is that it is just so inefficient. It's so inefficient. It's like you're trying to cook dinner for your family and you've got 10 family members, but you have to get approval of 8 of the 10 family members on what you're going to eat. And then you got to have a debate about what temperature it's going to get cooked to. Then you're going to have a conversation about whether or not what plates you're going to use. I mean, it's just who gets to eat first, who gets to eat second. Like, is there going to be a kids table? What do you have to do to qualify to sit at the kids table? I mean, if you have to have a family meeting to do all of those things, your household will never, ever operate efficiently, man. It never will. And this system is designed for that. It's designed for that. Democracy is designed for that. It's designed to weaken the nation because you're trying to make everything global, but these people are not global. They're just one group of people. And it's very obvious who they are. No great mystery there. True, but I'll take it over communism. I don't know what I would take over this, over that. I'm just telling you that it's highly inefficient. Highly, highly inefficient. And I don't ever think we've ever seen real communism. I believe in socialism. I think socialism is more along my liking is socialism. People get mad even when you say the word socialism. But you know when you always have socialism? Whenever you go to war, you immediately get slapped into socialism. As soon as you go to war, you go into that military, boop, socialism. 2 options at the house: eat rice and beans or shit. Mom's words, exactly. Because she's got to be able to make the decision and she's got to go on and be able to do other things, man. I'm just saying, it's technically the U.S. is partially socialism. It is. That's why you have a lot of Medicare, Shit, really, the IRS. The IRS. But anyway, I've always this like, Dems pretend to be on certain people's side or have certain people's been told. So let me tell you that without, what's up, my guy Greg Hackett in the building. Let me tell you something. We could solve all of the problems if we could get rid of the Congressional Black Caucus, toss all those clowns in an ocean. That's what I think we should do. You got to get rid of the Congressional Black Caucus. If you got rid of the Congressional Black Caucus, there would be no Democratic Party. Let me repeat. If you got rid of the Congressional Black Caucus, there would be no Democratic Party. We would be in a one-party system if you just got rid of them assholes. If you just get rid of your black elected, and I ain't talking about man, no, let me tell you this. It's the Congressional Black Caucus, because people will readily tell you, without the black vote, there is no Democratic Party. There's no Democratic Party without Black America. None. Every blue state, it's critical that you have the black vote in that blue state. Otherwise, you're going to lose the state. In DC, if it wasn't for black, I'm trying to tell you, without black people in Chicago being Democrats, man, you understand how little power the city of Chicago would have if the blacks were Republican on the South Side? Like, you got to understand, man. We are to blame for this because we keep listening. Ain't nobody want Hitler-minded people. Hey, man, you already got Hitler-minded people. The FBA is moving away from the Dems who crash out for illegals while doing nothing for FDAs. You need to. Jeep Red Boy in the building. What up, man? Congressional Phenomenal Show said the Congressional Black Caucus is filled with Jew-picked melanated immigrants who have never had Black America's back ever. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you my personal experience with the Congressional Black Caucus. They hate me. The Congressional Black Caucus, key members of the Congressional Black Caucus, could not stand me. Couldn't stand me. Because I said, man, it was up to me, I would destroy the entire Congressional Black Caucus. I used to say that in law school very vocally. If I could get rid of the Congressional Black Caucus, I would get rid of the Congressional Black Caucus. Just get rid of them. Because all they're doing is using our name and our suffering as a way to lobby themselves into power. That's what they're doing. They're not trying to change anything in that system. All they're trying to do is get into a position where they can compromise. The whole thing is to get into a situation where you can compromise and get something for yourself. I'm telling you, the Congressional Black Caucus is the worst. They are the worst. They sell out to Israel every single solitary time. They put the interest of Israel above the interest of Black Americans every single solitary time. And many of them, I understand, took pledges of allegiance to Israel, that they promised that they would back Israel. They keep telling everybody, every church we go to, the relationships between the blacks and them. What relationship are you talking about? The ones where you piggyback on us? You mean that one? You mean the relationship where you jump on our shoulders and point and ride us like you're our horse or something? That relationship? Because you're the only ones that would lend us money? Oh, so you're the only ones that allow us to go into debt to you. Man, I'm telling you, I've had this conversation with my mother. I've had my conversation with my father. I've had conversations with, that is the connection. The connection is that they would loan money to black people when nobody else would loan money to us. But when in the hell has really people loaning you money ever really been a good thing? Because what type of loans were they given? What were the terms of the loan? What happened when they defaulted on the loans? Being black people's creditor, we don't need a creditor. We need a customer, somebody that is going to improve us and just us. Look, man, they're all sellouts, but they're trained. Basically, you can get on that path exactly with 120% interest. But like I'm telling you, man, I was like, I'm telling you, man, I don't got no time for all that. I ain't got no time for that. I can write my own contracts, so I don't need you to do my contracts. There's plenty of black doctors, so I don't need you to be my doctor. There's plenty of black accountants and I don't need you to be my accountants either. So like when I went to Dillard, I was like, I don't get this. Like, what the fuck are you trying to, first of all, if they try to shove Martin Luther King down my throat one more time, bro, man, they hated me. Because, man, I was so sick of Martin Luther King, bro. I was like, if you tell me one more time what Martin Luther King would think, what Martin Luther King would do, I do not give a shit what Martin Luther King would have done. I don't care what Martin Luther King would have said. I don't care. Martin Luther King died before I was born. And these people, when I was in grade school, they were trying to indoctrinate me with Martin Luther King. His nonviolent resistance, his belief in God, everybody. I was like, bro, let's stop that shit. Like, I'm not trying to hear that shit, man. Like, I was never trying to hear Martin Luther King. Never trying to hear that shit. Like, yeah, he has a beautiful speech, but he didn't say anything. Like, for real, listen to his speech. He didn't say shit. Like, he didn't say shit. He drew a beautiful picture. He drew a beautiful picture, but he didn't say anything. There was like, what was the substance in that shit? It was all a bunch of kumbaya, I have a dream, holding hands together, one brother, and man, that's all you're just trying to draw pictures in my mind and play with your voice, making your voice deep and making it resonate. And that's some bullshit, man. That was some bullshit. And I was listening to the Speech Phenomenal show, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't rock with this dude. I'm not forgiving you. Like, bro, I'm not forgiving you. I'm never going to forgive you, man. I don't know what this, like, I can't get for me. Let me tell you something for real. At the bedrock of it, I don't understand how you can tell somebody to forgive somebody that killed your kid. I don't get that. I do not get how you can stand next to a mother, stand next to a father, and sit there and counsel them to forgive the person that hurt their kid. Fuck you. In the deepest way that I could possibly say fuck you, I mean that shit. That is cuckolding a whole group of people. You're basically taking the manhood from men by telling them, oh, you just have to take whatever comes at you. Take whatever comes at you. Whatever they do, just the power of forgiveness. Keep on forgiving them. Keep on forgiving them. Meanwhile, they don't forgive anybody for anything. They don't forgive anybody for anything, but we got to forgive everybody for everything. I'm sorry. That is the most hypocritical shit. You can't even say it to them. Don't they have the right to defend themselves? Do they have the right to defend themselves? What businesses are that of mine? Do I have the right for my tax dollars not to go to them? Because you're voting all our money to them. You keep voting to give them our money. You're the CDC, the Congressional Black Caucus. You keep voting to give our money to them. Every time. Give them more money, give them more money, give them more money. And you know you're getting jobs when you leave. You get jobs with those PACs. You get jobs with those lobbying firms. That's your whole career, is to try to set yourself up so you can be a lobbyist. You're not trying. These clowns ain't really trying to work for no people. They're not trying to work for no, man. I don't believe these dudes for nothing, man. Fuck the Congressional Black Caucus. And I don't feel no different about them dudes than I felt in 1992. I feel the same way about the Congressional Black Caucus that I felt damn near 40 years ago. That all they are is a bunch of opportunists. They're a bunch of opportunists that only want to compromise. That's all they do. They prize themselves on their ability to compromise. Compromise. You go in with something, and guess what? If you know you're going to compromise, you're never going to get what you want, because you're going to compromise every time. And those politicians compromise all the time. Cory Booker compromises. Hakeem Jeffries, whatever that fuckboy's name is, he compromises all the time. AOC compromises all the time. Every single solitary one of those people compromise all the time. They compromise all the time. So there's nothing you'll ever get from them. Nothing. And they can't make a promise to you because they don't have the ability to back it up. There's no promise Hakeem Jeffries can make to you that's going to come true. There's no promise that Cory Booker can make to you that's going to come true. None. None. Because he has to negotiate with 500 other people to get it. And guess what? Those 500 other people are working for the same people. No, man, I'm not saying I hate the Democrats, bro. I'm just telling you that I don't like the Congressional Black Caucus at all. I think that they are a waste of time. I think that they do more. I think they do just as much harm as good. If what you're talking about is us getting into a situation of not being a second-class citizen. If we're trying to not be second-class citizens, they are not ever going to get us out of that. Never. Slavery ended in 1865, and we ain't no closer to being out of second-class citizenry than we were 50 years ago. The only difference is what? Now our neighborhoods can be gentrified. That's the only difference, because now our neighborhoods can be gentrified. Anytime that you have a good collective black community, only thing that's going to happen is they're going to buy their way in. They're going to raise the prices of all the houses, buy your houses off. They're going to put a coffee shop in that's going to raise the prices. And before you know it, you're going to sell your house and you're going to be up out of there. All these niggas did with their integration is allowed gentrification. That's what happened. Their integration led to gentrification. And you can have gentrification taking place at any time because you can integrate or gentrify a neighborhood at any time. And I've worked with these politicians at the city level. I've worked with them at the congressional level. I've worked with them in the executive level. Ain't no fucking way these people are ever going to do anything for you. They're never going to do nothing for you, bro. And I try to tell my dad that, and I'm like, because they're like, what does people see in Donald Trump? It's not that they don't see anything in Donald Trump. It's what they see at the Congressional Black Caucus. Because every Democrat knows that there is no Democratic Party without the black base. And that Congressional Black Caucus is their job, is to be the people that stand between them and the black people that they need. And they ain't made a lick of, they mock reparations. They don't make any real effort at reparations. You know it. There is not, you are not going to find the Congressional Black Caucus standing up there in unison and saying, we want this. Because even if they say they want it, they can't get it. They can't get it. You know why? Because they can get voted out. They'll just get primaried. Though we're going to primary you now, so now you lose your little job. And now you can't lobby. Man, come on, man. I'm telling you, man, that's the best. I cannot stand the Congressional Black Caucus. I can't, and I'm happy that I got to talk about this today. I can't, and I hope you bums hear me. I can't stand the ridiculous amount of settling that you do, the ridiculous amount of compromising that you do, the amount of bullshit that you did with Donald Trump. Because you can say what you want. That all that shit trying to put him in jail, that was horse shit. That was horse shit. That was horse shit. Trying to put that man in jail. Everybody knows. Everybody knows these presidents do this, do that, do this, do this. I'm sitting there looking like, man, these guys are going to make Donald Trump he's going to be the maddest man in the world when he gets back into office for what they tried to do to that man for 4 straight years. Now, I'm not saying Donald Trump is not an asshole, that he's not a racist. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just telling you, bro, I don't like Donald Trump, but I know you, and I really don't like you. I don't trust Donald Trump. I know just what Hakeem Jeffries is on. I know damn well what Cory Booker's on. I know damn well what those guys are on. I know full well what they're on. I would rather know, just like Malcolm X said, I know that that's a wolf. I know Donald Trump's a wolf. So if Donald comes near me, it's a wolf. I know what it is. I'm going to treat it like a wolf. But you got these guys playing sheep. And they want to roll, but they really wolves. They're really wolves. Or they're foxes. They smile at you. It's the same thing Malcolm X said. It's the same thing Malcolm X said way back in the 60s about black politicians. And while you bullshitting, I know y'all don't like my Adolf Hitler references. But what Adolf Hitler said was, look, bro, democracy is full of shit. I'm for real. You should listen to what he said. He was like, look, I don't want to hear about this democracy and freedom stuff because all you're really talking about is the freedom to the freedom to exploit people financially. That's what you want the freedom to do. You want the freedom to go into any market, buy up any market, decrease, put people out of jobs, move the manufacturing out of the country, move agriculture out of the country, all because of a democratic process that you set up that allows a very small number of people to take control over almost all of the major industries in the country. Am I agreeing with Hitler? Yes. Oh, absolutely I do. Absolutely. To this point, yes, I agree with him. When he said, when have you ever seen what was it? What did he say? He said, when have you ever seen a wolf not attack a sheep because the sheep was committed to nonviolence? That's what he said. Because you have to remember, when Adolf Hitler was coming to power, this was after the Treaty of Versailles. Bro, let me tell you something, bro. Go away, bro. I don't want to ever talk to somebody that's ignorant. Okay? Adolf Hitler was one of the biggest political figures of the 20th century. I'm just telling you what the man said. And what he said was that whenever you hear the words freedom, they're talking about the freedom to exploit you financially. And why does he say that? He said that because of the Treaty of Versailles that drove Germany into destitute poverty. Destitute poverty. And his job was to get it out of destitute poverty. So that's what he said the problem was. And he pointed at Bolshevism in Russia. And he said, look, this is not going to work. Because this internationalism, when you're hearing international, you're just hearing people that are trying to drain these fake countries. Because remember, Hitler said he wasn't even German. He said Germany's not even real. Germany is some shit that was put together basically by Napoleon during the time when they were reconstructing Europe. But that's okay. Yeah, no, I don't agree with everything the man said. No, he said he thought that Aryans were genetically superior to other people. I'm not listening to that dumb shit, but I'm looking at the politics of it. What he said was, look what happened after the Treaty of Versailles. They drove off 1 million. What they said is they drove off 1 million heads of cattle, that they totally destroyed the countryside, the workers in the countryside, and that these people were going into poverty and had no employment. And it was all because of the dictates of the Treaty of Versailles that took away Germans. And this is where I don't like Hitler, because he said that they took away all of their colonies in Africa. And they said, well, when you're freeing Africa, then why are they getting their rights, but we're not getting our rights? You're treating us worse than you're treating Africans. That's where you hear most of the racial things that Hitler said about black people. called them Hottentots and said that Hottentots have the right to take over to get their own colonies, but you take our colonies from us, but you don't even give us the rights that you say that you're giving them. Now, do I believe in colonialism and neocolonialism in Germany having properties in Africa and Denmark and the Dutch and the English being in Africa and raping Africa? Of course I don't. But when you look at the interpolitics in Europe and you're looking at European politics, I think it's fair that you actually listen to the people that are the major players in the time. How many of you guys have ever actually listened to anything Mussolini actually said? How many of you actually ever listened to anything Hitler actually ever said? They're demonized. And why are they demonized? Because they were the enemy of Western Europe. But guess what? Western Europe victimizes us. So we have somebody that victimizes us telling me that I can't even pay attention to somebody that they said was victimizing them when I hear and he tells me that he was being victimized by them. Basically, Germany is saying that he was getting victimized by the same people that were victimizing people in Black America. So, like, again, that's why I don't like this Black educational system, because it is the miseducation of the Negro. It's the miseducation of the Negro. They're trying I'm telling you, if you just look at the scenario and you look at it and you're like, why do they want me to hate this guy so much? Why is this the worst man ever? I mean, for real, how many times have Black people openly asked that question? The King of Belgium kills like 15 million Black people in a very short period of time, right? He killed 15 million Black people. Just let's say that's how many people the King of Denmark did, right? He killed way more people than Germany killed. But Hitler's the worst ever, and the Prince of Denmark and the King of Denmark is not. That's just the eyes of the camera that's looking at the situation. And I think for you to understand the situation, you have to look at it from both points of view, which is why African American studies was so important. But guess who stood against African American studies in the 90s? Guess who were the number one people attacking people for African American studies during the 90s? It was people related to the Congressional Black Caucus that were basically trying to minimize it. They basically switched the shit all up, just like these guys, just like the politicians switched up stuff during the 1950s and 60s when Blacks were looking for education and equal funding in education, but somehow they wound up with integration. And again, I'm telling you, integration is the inevitably leads to the gentrification of Black neighborhoods, because all you have to do is go in there, tear your house down, build a bigger house, open a store with higher prices, and all of a sudden everybody's going to get put out of the neighborhood. So where are the Black neighborhoods? Can you guys tell me how many prosperous Black neighborhoods you know of? I know of some. I know of ones in Baltimore. I know that they're there. But where are the Black middle class neighborhoods, large Black middle class neighborhoods? You're not going to find. You're not going to find them. Give me 1 second. Man, Andre Lewis says, "Say dope content, sir." Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm doing more of an MH Blackwell today, man. It's been a lot of fun talking about it. But no, man, like I'll say it because my son's here. But yeah, I mean, if you say anything about Adolf Hitler, you're going to have everybody and their mama coming at you. And matter of fact, as soon as you bring the conversation up, you're automatically lost, because you're not allowed to say, man, what are the similarities between the German people and Black America? What is the similarities between Black America post Reconstruction or post integration and Germany between World War II and World War I and the Treaty of Versailles and World War II? What's the comparisons? How did they rebuild Germany? Because right now, Germany is a huge financial power. How did they rebuild Germany? They didn't do it by sending all their money out. No, they didn't. They didn't say, hey, well, we need more foreign investment. We need more foreign countries to buy up our land. We need foreign countries to bring in their companies and buy up our land, exploit our people for low wages. Yeah, that's what we need. We need to vote for people that are going to send all the IT jobs to India. Yeah, that's what you guys did. Man, I sat there in the 1990s and watched these people talking about diversity and at the same time shipping off every high-paying job they could possibly ship out of the country. The Democrats want out of the country. At the same time, they're talking about how they're going to try to bring what back? Oh, we've got to figure out how to use AI. What's AI going to do? AI is just going to put the knowledge worker out of business, because you used to have to go to somebody to do the research for you. But now that you got AI to do the research for you, we don't need you little book nerds. You know what you guys can do? Go drive an Uber. That's what you can do. We don't need for you to do all this research, this fancy research for us, because guess what? We've got AI and we've got a huge database we've been working on where we can pull all this information very easily, very quickly. Maybe you should drive an Uber. Maybe you should drive an Uber. Maybe you should, get some chickens and grow some eggs in your backyard. Maybe live off the grid. Man, they're going to do the United States just like Turkey's going to do boxing, bro. Anyway, I just think it's a natural consequence of it, natural consequence. Man, I'm having fun today. Biden tried to tell us we're not black if we don't for him. How much racist is that? It's not racist. He thinks you're stupid. Let me tell you what is universal amongst almost all black Congress people and successful black people. They think that they're smarter than all the other Negroes. Just so you know, they all think you're dumb. It's not just the white people that think you're dumb. Those black people think you're dumb. Blue blood thinks you're dumb. He thinks you're dumb. And sometimes I think he's right. Phenomenal Show say y'all stay getting lied to and fear-mongered to death. At some point, it's a skill issue. It's a skill issue. It is a them issue. You guys keep believing these black politicians, bro. All you have to know, he's a politician. That's it. Once you know he's a politician, don't trust him because he can't do shit for you. And them telling you, you know why? Because if a black politician tries to do something for somebody that's not approved, the people that got that black politician in office is going to throw that black politician out of office. They're going to put him up on criminal charges the second he does anything funny with anybody that's not approved. Okay, it's called a political machine. It's called a machine for a reason, because it doesn't matter as long as you replace the part, the machine is still going to work the same way. All of these politicians are trying to be part of the federal political machine. They are not revolutionaries. They are not trying to radically change the system. There's nothing ever going to come radical from a politician. It's not. I'm sorry. Not. Donald Trump, by the way, is not really a politician. He's an executive, and he's doing the things the way that he sees it would be done in the way that he ran businesses before. Them black faces in high places get black folk every time, ain't it? Them people hate you, dog. Yeah, hate you, bro. Hate me. They hate me for sure. Because I get to come in the room, and the white people can't keep me out. See, I's a different type of nigga. I'm going to be honest with you. See, I can go in all of those rooms, bro. When I lived across the street from the Federal Reserve in Atlanta, do you know what the chairman of the Federal Reserve did when I moved across the street from the Federal Reserve in Atlanta on Peachtree Walk? The man invited me to a banquet. No, I got in because when I moved there, and then I got invited to a banquet at the Federal Reserve right across the street from my condo. I got invited to go to the Federal Reserve. I didn't ask to go to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve asked me to come. So when I'm telling you I know what these people are on, I'm telling you I know what these people are on. Because the white people that they want to get with, bro, a lot of these people are lower level than me, lower level than I am. But these people are trying to get with these guys that got the checks for their campaigns. They're trying to trust me, I know it. But I don't have to coon. I don't have to coon. I can actually walk in a room and tell, like, for example, I could tell George Bush what I thought about black folk, and I don't have to worry about getting canceled. You all have to worry about being canceled. They have to worry about it, because as soon as you snatch Hakeem Jeffries' job from that little podunk bullshit ass district he's from, as soon as you snatch that shit from him, he don't have shit. As soon as you take Cory Booker's job from him, his ass don't got nothing. Nothing but the relationships and all of the compromises that he made. You understand what I mean? When he leaves, you know what he has? He has a big checkbook full of uncashed checks, right? But what are the checks for? He gets the blank checks that he can earn later because he compromised the entire time he was in the Senate. Look at how wealthy these senators become. These senators are there so that they can become a part of the permanent upper class. The only problem is it don't work that way, buddy, because you're not white. Sorry, Akeem, you're not white. Or should I say, you're not related to the right white people. See, me, I'm related to the right white people. I'm related to the right white people. So my family has always been able to make it because we're related to the right white people. You are not related to the right white people. So you can get shut down. You get put to the side. I see what's going on with y'all. I've seen Hakeem Jeffries tap dance for Democrats. Of course. Do I love being white? I'm not white. I'm not white. But I do love being me. I do love being me. I will not lie to you about that. All these senators worth 9 figures. How the under table play. I'm just telling you, that's what it is. And if you want to improve Black America, you need to kick out your congressman every 4 years. For real. Them congressmen can stay in there. Ain't no term limits on them goddamn congressmen. Why don't you slap some term limits on them? Slap some term limits on some senators. They don't have no term limits on senators. They don't have any term limits on congressmen. Only thing they got a term limit on is the president. The only one individual that should have the power to be consistent across time. You want to make sure that you replace him every 4 years. But them bum sellout ass niggas in the House of Representatives, they can stay in that office for 100 years, bro. OG, for those unfortunate not to have the correct relatives, how can we make it? You make it by staying on code, bro. Curly J, you stay on code, bro. You stay on code. That's how you make it. That's how I make it. Look, Jessica, dude, let me put it this way. You could have all the right contacts, have all the right relatives in the world. But if you're a fuck up, you're a fuck up. Okay? So not all your connections ain't gonna keep you. You can't be a complete fuck up. You're never gonna make it, no matter who you're related to. So the number one thing is you want to connect your family to other families. You want to grow your community. You know what I mean? That's why you want your children to marry people from families that are doing well, the families that have the same kind of goals and same type of things that you have. You know, we have to work on our own community and breed within our own community and breed within each other that the success and share our success with each other, you know? And there's another thing. I don't think you have to worry about making it because you already did make it. Like Curly, didn't you eat today? Like, for real, you got a roof over your head. You got some money in your pocket, right? You got some girls that you can run with. You're taken care of. I think the thing you got to do is just continue to work, continue to be productive, and don't be a bitch. Because if you're a bitch, it don't matter, man. If you're like a sellout ass type dude, it don't matter. Nobody's going to want you to come up in their organization. I would also say join a fraternity. You can, if you're a policeman, obviously you join the fraternal order of police. If you become a yeah, that's what I think you do. But I think I think you're going to be good. I'm sorry, Richelle. Richelle said, what do you think about the African president, Ibrahim Traoré? I love him. Love him. Love him. Love him. Love him. You're talking about the guy from Burkina Faso? I love him. The thing that he said that really made me like really respect him is that he said that, you know, people kept telling him, if you keep doing what you're doing, Ibrahim, they're going to kill you. And he said, look, man, you can keep telling us, yes, they've killed African leaders before, but look, everybody's got to die. And if I die, then I die. But our people are not going to be afraid of death. We're not going to be intimidated by the fact that you think that you can kill this person or kill that person. No, we're going to be unified. If they wind up killing me, the same program's going to keep going forward. So, yeah, man, he's a very brave man. And I got a lot of respect for Ibrahim Traoré. I really do. I mean, he's a military guy, man. So, man, he ain't playing around, dog. I got a respect for him. And the way he basically threw France out, him and Julius Malema in South Africa. I got a lot of respect for Julius Malema, too. Phenomenal Noob said, Noob, can you explain why all these congressional members have Jew handlers like that shit is normal? Because this is what happens, bro. This is what happens. As soon as a black person bubbles up and they start getting any type of notoriety, those handlers are the ones that want to convince them that they're going to get them to cross over. They have them because they're trying to cross over. And they're trying to get the contacts that they have with these handlers so that they can speak to the business people and help them educate, all those different type of things. They think they need them. But the congressional I'm talking about congressional members because they're paying them their money. They get them elected and they give them their money. They're running they run their entire campaign. They run their office. They're connected to the lobbyers or the ones that are doing the fundraisers for them and all of that. That's why they got those handlers like that. Because the handlers own them. They own them. Telling you, man, that's what it is. They own them. Anyway. Look, man, I think we need somebody like Neely Fuller Jr. on the real. Look, we just got to be constructive and productive in our own personal lives. And keep it pushing, and I think we're going to be fine. But on the real, I cannot stand that Congressional Black Caucus. But look, I'm going to get up out of here, man. As soon as you oppose them, they get you out of office right in our faces. Yeah. Yeah, because because it's easy. It's the easy route. It's the easy route. And they keep those neighborhoods so poor that there's no way that you can out fundraise them in that neighborhood. That's why they keep you poor. They keep you poor so you have a poor voting block. They want black people to be poor. They want black people to never be. We're the core of their whole fucking party. If our problem gets served, what happens? Let me ask you a question. If black people are the heart of the Democratic Party, and without the black vote, there is no Democratic Party. If that is true, why in the world would the Democratic Party ever solve the problems of black people? Why would they ever do it? If they solve the problems of black people, then guess what? There's no Democratic Party. So why would they ever fix the problem? They would never fix the problem because if they don't fix the problem, all they're trying to do is get more people to complain about the problem. That's all they're doing. They want to be the big tent. That's that fucking idiot Jesse Jackson. And if you want to blame all of this crazy bullshit, blame Jesse Jackson. Blame Jesse fucking Jackson. Anyway, like I said, Jesse Jackson was a fucking coon. and one of the biggest assholes I've ever met in my life. Literally, he's big, and literally, he's a big asshole. Dude yelling at an audience like, nigga, I ain't got to listen to you. Anyway, I've listened to all those dudes, man. Yeah. These people be wilding, bro. Anyway, he said, F Jesse and that pastor that got MLK killed. I mean, for real, you got Jesse. I've never trusted Jesse Jackson from the moment I saw that picture of the shooting of Martin Luther King with him raising his hand, number one. I will never ever. I'm gonna show you this picture. This is why I never fuck with Jesse Jackson. Because of this picture right here. Nah, bro, I don't trust this nigga, dog. I ain't trust that dude since this. See, I'm sorry, bro, but this right here, I know niggas right here. These niggas right here. And I'm going to get off right here. I have never liked this right here, bro. I hate this picture, bro. All I see is this nigga saying, I'm number one. I'm number one. That's Jesse saying, I'm number one. That's Andy Young talking about, I'm number one, bro. I think that shit was a setup. I think that shit was a setup. I think that was a setup. Yeah, I'm sure he was pointing to the shooter. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sure. Hey, man, I'm sure there was nothing funny about Martin Luther King's assassination, dog. I'm sure that nobody knew where he was staying. Look, bro, I'm looking at anybody that knew where he was staying. Obviously, they knew where he was staying because they were all there at a party. I'm sorry, bro. Never look down on anybody unless you're helping them. Oh, my God. Who are you talking about, bro? He said that the shit is honestly hilarious. Him and Fed agent Al Sharpton. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That nigga right there. I am somebody. Nigga, you got a speech impediment, dude. Nigga, Jesse, you know that ain't a word. Oh, Jesse, you know that ain't a word. Man, look what Al Sharpton became, man. All you got to do is look at what Al Sharpton became, bro. Al Sharpton is a 115-pound Jewish man. Al Sharpton is a 115-pound Jewish man, bro. I ain't trying to hear it, bro. I ain't trying to hear it. ECI is operating called Lantern Spike. Look, bro, I'm sorry. Whole bunch of people know that people wanted to kill Martin Luther King. If you sitting there at a party and everybody know you there and you get a party shot at a party where everybody's at, somebody told that person where you was going to be at. Somebody's going to tell you, oh, okay, for sure. Jesse Jackson, a clown. That ninja label is African American, and he's a damn Creek Indian. Man, I don't like Jesse Jackson at all. That African American shit was garbage. That was nothing but a flex, bro. That was nothing but a flex. It was nothing but a flex. Just like him running for president was nothing but a flex, bro. He's the guy that took over from Martin Luther King, and Louis Farrakhan was the one that replaced Malcolm X. And it was just so very obvious that that's what it was. I mean, as much as I like Louis Farrakhan, but still, look, bro, that situation is shady. All those situations are shady as shit. But is he a Creek Indian? He looks very Indian. Very Indian. But he's a crook, you know? He's a crook. But look, I'm going to get up out of here. Much love to everybody in the chat. Look, I will not be here tomorrow because I got to be out of town. So I'll probably be doing a live stream from Kansas. I got to head out of state. But much love to everybody in the chat. Everybody in the super chat. Y'all have a wonderful day. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.